Hello there, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Sean Shokumbi. I am a business consultant, investor, and proud Pan-African woman. Now, the purpose of this channel is not just to tell you about the work that I do advising businesses and leaders across Africa, but it's also about taking you through my personal journey in leadership development and also financial freedom so that hopefully you will be inspired to do the same. This video is going to feel quite advanced from my other videos about investing. I did start an investing series on this channel that is for the very early beginning investors and traders. And if that is you, I would advise you to first go to the link in the description box below with that playlist and start familiarizing yourself with the vocabulary of investing and also the strategies that I've outlined in my own day-to-day practices, and then come back to this video and things will probably make a lot more sense. However, once I figured out this strategy, I was like, I need to make this video ASAP and get this information out there as soon as possible, because I think the sooner you have this information, the better. So if it's your goal to make $1,000 a week through investing in the stock market, keep watching. What I'll do first is list the 5 steps that I'm going to discuss in this video, and then I'll take 5 minutes per step explaining how to put them into action so that this video takes no more than 25 minutes to watch. But if you want one-on-one time with me so that you can go through the process a lot slower and also talk about how this strategy or these 5 steps apply to your unique situation, I am now offering one-on-one consultation. The link to book is in the description box below. One more thing, I am talking from the perspective of investing in the US stock market, but I'm sure that the principles that I'm going to outline are probably something that can work similarly in a country like the UK or any other country that kind of is set up the same way as the US. So feel free to keep watching. Don't take my word for it. This is strictly, again, my personal experience doing this within the US stock market. So step number 1 is save up cash. Now, I would say in order to guarantee your $1,000 per week, I would advise you to save up at least between $5,000 to $10,000 in your savings account in order to be as successful with this strategy as possible. I know that this can be difficult for some people based on how much you're making a year and then also what your monthly costs and expenses are to live. I made a video about this if you're anxious about how you can start saving money as is based on where you're at financially, and I would advise you to go to that video, which is popping up on the screen right now or in the link down below, and start with that first before coming back here and reviewing the 5 steps that will take you on that journey to start making passive income. Step number 2, set up an LLC. Yes, I know there's LLC talk all over the Twitter streets and on everybody's timeline, especially with those stimmy checks that just came out, but hear me out. If someone had told me years ago the advantage that I would get from trading through an LLC, I probably would have made so much more money right now. But I'm here to tell you that so that you don't waste any money or time. Registering an LLC is pretty simple with a service like LegalZoom, for example, and it's definitely going to cost you a fee, which is why, again, it's good to save up some cash before getting into this process. However, I would expect that it wouldn't cost you any more than between $180 or $250, which includes the filing services that you'll pay to a company like LegalZoom, plus the local state filing fees based on whatever state you choose to have your LLC based in. Make sure that you talk to a tax professional or a business consultant that can advise you on all the other different requirements or the expectations that you should consider before choosing the state that you set up your LLC in. Some have better advantages than others depending on what kind of state your business will be at and also how much you can cover in terms of taxes. Next step number 3, is to set up an LLC brokerage account. Now, quickly, the LLC that you set up might be a business that stands on its own, right, without investing. by selling products and services as an additional stream of revenue, or your LLC can strictly be for investing purposes only. That part is up to you. I would personally advise you to have 2 streams of income coming in for the LLC just to cover all of your bases, but perhaps it's your goal to continue working full-time and then just have this LLC as a way to passively bring in additional revenue that you can support yourself with. Set up your LLC account with a bank or a brokerage firm, not Robinhood for the love of God, but with a bank or a brokerage firm like TD Ameritrade, which I personally love, and have the LLC manage the account. Make sure that you are majority owner of the LLC when you file for opening up that account. Now what's happening is that your LLC is doing the trading, not you personally. So it's buying the stocks, it's buying the equities, and it's accruing the revenue that you'll make through step number 4, which is learn how to trade covered calls. When I say learn, I literally mean take your time, study hard, and understand exactly what it means to execute this kind of strategy. It would be so sad if you, in a haste, just went out and started doing these trades without fully understanding what's going on and what you're doing, and then lose out on the hard-earned cash that you tried to save up in order to build this in the first place. Trust me, I learned the hard way. So there are a lot of investing concepts that you should probably learn before going into a covered call strategy. And again, the videos that I have on this channel, including the ABCs of Investing series, is going to be linked down below in the description box. But essentially, what you're doing is selling an options contract through a covered call, where you're able to earn something called a premium, which is the dollar amount that someone is going to pay to you immediately, and that's something that you get to keep in order to buy the right to a contract that you are proposing for them to have. So there are a lot of investing concepts that you should probably go over before going into the covered call strategy, but it's the covered call strategy specifically that's going to help you in your goal to making a guaranteed $1,000 a week through investing. The definition of a covered call should be on the screen below, and there'll also be a link to my blog post where I go more in depth about what exactly a covered call strategy is. Go to my website, that is in the link in the description box below, to read that full blog post. Essentially, what you're going to do is sell an options contract, a call options contract, and you're immediately going to gain revenue through something called a premium, which is the dollar amount that someone is going to pay to you in order to purchase that contract. But you have the opportunity to earn even more than that premium, which is why I have step number 5, which is set up a due diligence research daily routine. This probably doesn't sound very passive at all because it requires you to do research, but trust me, once you have practiced this enough times, it'll take no more than 2 hours tops to do it per day. I also have a series on this channel, hopefully you're seeing a pattern, where I show you how I do my due diligence research on a day-to-day basis. It's called the Tea on Tuesdays. The link to the playlist is going to be with all the other links in the description box below, and you can check that out if you want to see how I do this on a day-to-day basis. Also, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you do get the alerts whenever those Tea on Tuesday videos are uploaded, or whenever I decide to go live and show you in real time my due diligence process. This due diligence research step is crucial to making sure that your covered call strategy actually works. Because if you are not investing in the right company to do this covered call strategy, you put yourself in a very precarious situation. And here's why. When you open up an LLC account in order to sell options contracts through something like a covered call strategy, you'll have something called a maintenance requirement, which means you have a minimum value that your portfolio or your account needs to maintain. If your account loses value below that minimum requirement, you are going to have something called a margin call, which means that you now owe the brokerage firm money and need to make it up either by hopefully gaining more value in the stocks or the investments that you own, or putting in your own cash to pay them back, which is the opposite of what we're trying to achieve, right? We're trying to earn money, not have to spend it. This is why I'm dedicated to making videos every week on this channel that gets you more and more acquainted with what investing strategies look like, what the investment terms mean, in order to make sure that you're set up for success in doing this. Like I said, I'm offering one-on-one sessions with you so we can take our time and go through the basics of investing before you begin trying to accomplish something like this amazing strategy that guarantees you a salary of $1,000 a week. Check the link down in the description box below in order to set up your first consultation. If it did, make sure you hit the like button and then hit the subscribe and notification buttons on this channel so that you get an alert every time a video is uploaded for you to watch for free in order to get you started on your journey to financial stability.